What's up, y'all? I'm Kevin from BeyondCycle. Hope everybody's feeling all right today. I just want to thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm actually going to talk about how you can actually improve your running capability right from home. That's right, like right here in my apartment. I do things when I'm actually at home before I even go outside for my run. Just to give you a little detail, those who know me, mostly from the cycling, my background comes from running. That's how I got started in getting into the fitness industry, being a high school runner. Doing college cross country, and the experience I have with my coaches, and also going into the fitness industry and learning so much more. I just wanted to share with you so many things that I can do to help you try to improve some of your running training when you're outside, just for the general public. You know, people who are just going out for that run, you know, to the park, hitting the track, some people on the road. You know, whatever you're doing to help yourself maintain your running activities, I'm trying to give a little tips just to bring something to the table to help you out. So the first thing I want to talk about, how you can improve from home, is just by your platform. Think about what you're working with. If you're home, you have a mat, right? Some of you, using the mat, you want to think about how you can place your foot in a position just to get your form to be at its best when you're running outside. Because you have all different surfaces, from the road to the park to the tracks. Everything could be so different, right? So I'm going to use this mat as my platform, and I'm going to use my feet without using any running sneakers to get into the platform of this mat and get my foot to react to the mat as much as possible without any type of heavy impact. This is something just to help you be a little more stable on the ground, because even in running, your body gets off the ground a little bit, and you want to make sure you're stable. So how do we improve that? Working from the ball of the foot. What I mean the ball of the foot is the mid portion of your foot, not the front, not the back, right there in the middle. So let's do a little drill here, something just to help you get started with the balance. So I'm going to touch my toes, and I'm going to come up nice and straight, right? I'm going to keep one hand by my hip, just like that. Reach my toe and come up straight. So what you can do is find your balance, reach your toe, and see if you can test yourself. See how good your balance is when you come up, right? Working from the side, showing you that same thing, coming up, and then take my time. Make sure you move slowly, not too fast. Right, now, if you want to make this a little bit harder, right, or a lot harder, right, a lot harder, work and take it away the vision. Take your eyes, keep them closed, and try to see if you can do that same thing. Place that hand by the hip. Come down slowly. Find your balance and come up straight. We're trying to get the ball of the foot to come together, right? I'm keeping my eyes closed. I'm coming down as best as I can. Touching that toe. Oh my gosh, this is so much. Just trying to get my balance and then be able to gather myself and come up straight. Just to let you know as well, if you're trying to reach your toes and it's just so hard, right? You're trying to reach you like all over the place. You're like, oh my gosh, right? Use a chair. Take your chair, right? Any chair you have at home, and try to do that same thing. Reach your toes and come up. It'll make it so much easier, right? Touch your toe, find your chair, coming up straight, right? That's if you're having trouble. Otherwise, go right ahead and get started, right? That's your little modification. Use a chair if you're having trouble reaching. When your eyes are closed, it makes your stability so much harder. So that's a practice. But if you do it with the eyes open, that's fine too. Even if you're trying to see if you could, do these things from time to time, it really makes a big difference. Even when you're walking outside, it helps, right? So now, let's go a little further. Taking a step back and going into a run. So my coach, even when I was in college, he used to talk about using your arms and your hands. Let your hands and arms work together. In this case, we call it eye socket hip hopping. Your hand by the hip, your other hand by the eye. So you're working just like this, eye socket hip pocket in your running motion, right? So I'm going to do that. Eye socket hip pocket. I'm going to take a step back. I'm stepping back, and I'm going to come up, raising the knee, one hand by the hip, one hand by the eye. Eye socket hip hip pocket, step back, come up, step back, come up, step back, come up. You can even, if you can, lift the heel. If you want to go a little further, step back, lift the heel, and you can even get your calves into it. And if you want to go a little further, you can get off the ground as well. You step back and you get off the ground. Step back, get off the ground. Step back, get off the ground. Now you don't have to let your feet come off the ground, but if you want to be a little more dynamic, you can do that, right? I'm going to show you the other side. So we take that position using your hand. One hand by the hip, one hand out. You come down and you come up. You come down and you come up. Doing that with the eyes open may be fair, but you can also try eyes closed, right? Here's where it gets a little trickier. I try to see if I can reach that toe. Find your balance if you're having trouble and come back up. This is where it's so much harder. And you come down and you come up. Your balance goes a long way. So what you want to do is always think about how you can improve that balance even as a runner. You have to be able to land and be able to run and execute as best as you can. Your landing goes a long way. Let's try that reverse lunge. So, stepping back, come up, eye socket, hip pocket, step back, come up, step back, come up. Don't think about that heel, right? So, we step back, we come up, lift the heel, step back, come up. Lift the heel. You can even get off the ground if you want, right? So we step back, we come off the ground, step back, off the ground, step back, off the ground, step back, off the ground. Make sure your knees are really bending when you do these things, okay? So you want to be careful of how you bend the knee on the back leg. You want to bend it equally, just like the front leg. Equally, knees and hips line up with each other. Stack your hips to your knee, right? And when you step back, then you have that full motion. But these are just some techniques and exercises just to help you improve that balance that you need for your run, help you improve that running technique where you get ready to use your arms and your knees together, just a little combination of those things, okay? So, any questions, reach out to me, feel free. I'm Kevin from BeyondCycle. I'll see you soon. Peace.